Welcome to another video. My name is Sander and we are at Pog Lake. Stick around till the end as we'll show you exactly what this campground and the area has to offer. Pog Lake is one of the 9 developed campgrounds that you can find in the Highway 60 corridor of Algonquin Provincial Park, Ontario's oldest and largest provincial park, and is about 2.5 hours from Toronto. This was our site, 327 in section B of Pog Lake. It's very difficult to get in the site. There's a corner, there's lots of trees, there's a hill, and the entrance is the opposite way of how you would expect it when you enter the park. But overall, beautiful site. It does have a private path to the water where you can leave your kayaks, canoes, and saddle paddleboards. This is the Pog Lake campground, named after the lake it's on, Pog Lake. There are 3 sections within the park. Section A has a radio and pet-free area, really reserved for smaller tents, no trailers, and is very steep and hilly. The other section of Section A has a lot of electric sites, a very nice comfort station, and a beach with some sites overlooking the lake and the water. And there are a bunch of sites that give you water access to launch your kayak, canoe, or stand-up paddleboard. The next section of the park is the section we stayed in, Section B. It's mostly electric sites, another nice comfort station. Even though there's no beach in this area, a lot of the sites will give you water access. You may have to go up now a little bit of a hill, but overall, very nice area. The last area of the campground is Section C. There are no electric sites, there is a nice comfort station, and there is a beach. The nice thing about Section C is it's very close to the dam and the Madawaska River. This is the Pog Lake registration. You no longer have to get a permit when you're here. When you have a campsite, just pre-register, put in your license plate, and you can go directly to your campsite. We are here in mid-June, and as a result of all the wildfires, there's a complete fire ban. Since Algonquin is such a large park, there's tons and tons of activities every day going on. Here at Pog Lake, from a cell service perspective with Kudo, Bell, Telus, you actually have LTE. It's pretty good. Not quite sure if it would be quite enough for Zoom calls, but depending on where you are, you may be able to work from the campsite here. We're going to the Lake of Two Rivers store to grab some dinner, so come with us. So we're back at the trailer. This is the pulled pork sandwich, and this is the club. So when you're at Pog Lake or just Algonquin in general, there's the old railroad trail that they turned into a biking trail, which takes you all the way from Cache Lake to Rock Lake. Now since we are at Pog Lake now, we're going to start here and make our way to Rock Lake, so come with us. right by the water, but it does get very muddy in spots. So that was the Two River Trail. Pretty short trail, starts off really easy, really flat, and then there's a bit of climbing involved. So there are some tree roots, some rocks, so not stroller or wheelchair accessible, but the views from the cliff is pretty nice. So overall, yeah, not a bad trail. Pog Lake and Lake of Two Rivers, and it's very calm here. So if you just want to have a very relaxing paddle, this is probably the spot for you. When you're here, watch for this sign. You can't really see it and you don't want to hit it. This is a bit like a lazy river. The current from Lake of Two Rivers will take you back to Pog Lake. There's a lot of carnivorous plants here, as you can see right there. The bugs just slide in and the plants eat them. One of the drawbacks of Algonquin Provincial Park is the fact that there aren't a lot of dump stations. Right now there's only two. One is pretty close to Pog Lake. The other one is by Rock Lake, which is a 7-kilometer dirt road. So as a result, the trailer dump is just gonna be extremely busy. So it's 8:30 in the morning now. And we're just taking the honey wagon, so we don't have to leave that early and don't have to stand in line for hours. So that's definitely a drawback of Algonquin here. I honestly can't wait until the dump station in Canis Bay is done, so we no longer have to take the honey wagon early in the morning. Otherwise, the reality is you may be in line for hours, specifically if you leave closer to the 2 p.m. time frame. The other thing is, from Pog Lake, Mule Lake, Lake of Two Rivers, it's just a short drive. However, if you're at Canis Bay, and certainly if you have to leave the park from the west gate like we do, you have to go 20 minutes the wrong direction and then 20 minutes back and then stand in line for hours. So when we typically go to Canis Bay, we tend not to dump for that reason, because it's just a major detour and a major headache to do so. Depending on how you're traveling back, like if you're taking Highway 60 to 11, give Arrowhead a try. There's a dump spot there where typically their lineups aren't so bad. So if you are camping in Algonquin, you don't have a honey wagon, or you don't want to deal with a honey wagon, going to Arrowhead is certainly an option. If you go back the other way from the east side, so towards the Whitney area, you can always stop at Lake St. Peter, which is on the way as well. So that's another option to consider. So this is a pretty rare sighting here at Algonquin. We are at the trailer dump and there is nobody here. Again, showing the benefit of using a honey wagon. So be careful when you take the honey wagon out. Last thing you want to happen is the thing to fall and splash, you know what, all over the place. In order to dump with a honey wagon, just put your elbows on. Put it in the drain. The next thing you have to do is just lift it up. That's it. So when you are here, it does have a threaded hose. So you can either spray your honey wagon out or do a black tank flush. If you have like 20-30 trailers waiting for you, just try and be as quick as you can, because nobody wants to wait for, you know, a full clean out that takes, you know, 10-15 minutes. There is 2 freshwater hoses as well. Both are threaded. After you're done spraying your honey wagon and doing your hoses, put it back in the truck. That's it. That's how you dump here at Algonquin without any lineups and without leaving early.
11 minutes later.
If you're wondering where do you leave your honey wagon if you don't have a ladder on the back of your trailer, well, guess what? I got you covered. I got this bracket from Princess Auto. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description below. You mount it to your bumper, put the honey wagon in, you strap it in, comes with the straps, and you're good to go.
5 hours later.
So let's talk about Pog Lake and Algonquin in general. It's just a beautiful area. Algonquin is Ontario's largest park by far, and as a result, expect to be driving a lot. There's countless trails, beautiful trails. There's so many lakes for you to explore by canoe, kayak, stand-up paddleboard. So bring your water toys. If you don't have them, no worries. You can rent them everywhere and they will actually deliver to your campsite here. Same for bikes. Definitely bring your bike, specifically if you're here at Pog Lake or Mule Lake or Rock Lake. There is the old rail trail that connects all the campgrounds together, and it's a beautiful trail. When you're driving around, please keep an eye out for wildlife, whether it's moose or bear. Typically when they are being spotted, they are called moose jams. People pull to the side of the road. Now if you're doing this, please be very careful when you do this. The amount of time I've just seen people park the car and immediately run across the road without looking. It is a highway, so if you do want to stop, pull over safely and give the animal distance. The amount of time I've seen people like be right on top of a moose, it's dangerous, it's not good, and it's not safe for you or the animal. Algonquin has so many different trails, from easy to hard, from lookouts to backpacking trails. Like, you can find everything here. It has an amazing visitor center, definitely arguably the best visitor center of all the provincial parks. It's beautiful all year round, whether you're here in the winter, spring, summer, fall. It's just beautiful all the time. Now when you are trailer camping, there are only a select amount of dump stations. There's currently one between Lake of Two Rivers and Pog Lake, and there is one at Rock Lake, but that are all the dumping spots for all the campgrounds and for all of the south part of the park. They are building one at Cannes Bay, but it's not ready yet. So needless to say, Algonquin is just beautiful year round. Doesn't matter when you're here, we love it here. That's why we typically go multiple times a year. The only thing is it is getting busier and busier, which is unfortunate, but of course everybody wants to enjoy this beautiful nature. In addition to all of this, if you're looking for additional parks to visit, why don't you check out this video here where we summarize our top 10 best provincial park that we visited in 2022.